Hello and welcome to week 6 of English 120. This week we're going to continue to talk about the argumentative essay. You won't have any assigned readings because you're going to be doing readings as part of the work towards writing your argumentative essay. We'll have a discussion forum, you'll write in your journal, and you'll begin the research and pre-writing for your argumentative essay. Finally, in comp class, you'll complete critically assessing the credibility and validity of sources. So this week, in order to get ready to complete your assignment, you're going to be using one of the databases that's available through the McCarthy Library. You will need to log into the database. Make sure that you've gone over this process either through the library visit or talking to Stephanie Gross. If you go to this Opposing Issues in Context database, there's a lot of different, if you click on the button Current Issues, there's all of these different types of current issues that give you an explanation about the issue, and then it also gives you articles, reference articles, and articles that express information about both sides of an issue. And if you choose a couple of topic areas and start exploring, it'll really help you think through the entire conversation that you're going to be joining. If you can't find anything there, here's another list of possible topics. There's a lot of different topics that you can write about. The key thing you want to do is to make sure that your topic is arguable. What you're going to be using all this for is your second writing assignment in this class, and that's an argumentative essay. For this essay, please choose an arguable topic, so that's a topic basically that has two sides to it, and choose it from one of those two lists that I provided for you. In your essay, you're going to need to do the following things. You need to introduce the topic and the conversation that you're joining. You need to clearly state your thesis and the subtopics that you'll address in order to prove your thesis. You need to use evidence to support the points that you're making in your essay. You need to conclude your essay by showing how you've proven your thesis, explaining what the reader gained by reading your paper and by relating your paper to a larger purpose. Your paper should also have a creative title. It should successfully show critical thinking using logos, remember, logic, pathos, and ethos effectively. Your essay should be 3 to 4 typed pages, and it should be in MLA format. Remember that there's an example paper in MLA format in Chapter 21 of the Bedford Researcher, and it won't be due until March 12th at 11:59 p.m., but there will be several steps along the way as we get there. And let's go over those. So this week you're going to choose your topic and do the initial research. That means you're going to log into the Opposing Viewpoints database and you're going to start reading about several different topics that interest you. Then you're going to begin looking for to really understand the conversation you're joining, and you're going to be thinking through your pre-writing and developing a thesis statement. In the next 2 weeks, you're going to further your research, you're going to develop a thesis and draft your essay, and then you're going to participate in a peer review, and finally, your final essay will be due on March 12th. So, these are the assignments for this week. For our conversation this week, you're going to do the Opposing Viewpoints exercise. So, you're going to choose 2 or 3 topics that interest you, then you're going to visit the Opposing Viewpoints database and research both sides of that topic. You want to do a 10-minute free writing exercise about the topic where you answer the following questions. What is the history of the topic? What are the arguments about in regards to this topic? Who are the experts on this topic? Which side do you initially agree with and why? What are possible claims you could argue about this topic? Step 4 is I want you to develop an elevator story based on your initial research and free writing, and the elevator story format is listed below. Step 5 is to share your elevator story with your classmates and respond to at least 3 of your classmates' elevator stories. Remember when you're responding that you're really trying to help your classmates really expand out their own ideas. Maybe you have ideas on sources that they can use, or things that you've heard about this topic, or you feel like they need more pathos, or they need more, they need to really work on some more, adding more statistics, more logos to really support what they're saying. So think through, really give great feedback to your peers, continue the excellent conversations that you've been having, and remember that you must post your own post by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Then for your reflections, you're going to build on your elevator story and begin to gather research for your argumentative essay. Please visit the database page, the Opposing Viewpoints database again, to find several reliable sources. I want you to find evidence to support your argument. Then you're going to write an entry where you talk about your own ethos. So what the research you've done to understand the history of your topic. What do you know about the history of the topic? And why are you a trustworthy, unbiased source to talk about this topic? Then you're going to list the logos, the facts, figures, and statistics that you found in the sources that you've read, and where you found these sources, and if they're reliable or not. Then you're going to list your pathos, any real human examples that you can use to communicate your argument. We've talked a lot about how you use pathos to really control the emotion of the actual paper. Just giving people facts and figures won't convince them of an argument. You really want to give them stories to cling on to. Finally, for comp class, you're going to complete comprehending and assessing the appropriateness of resources. All right, that's it for this week. Please make sure that you complete your initial posting by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. That's March 1st. And please note that I will be away at a conference from Wednesday through Sunday, and I will have my laptop with me, but I will have less access to email than I usually have. So just give me a little bit of time to answer your emails. But I'm sure you guys will all do great. And if you have any questions about the research databases, feel free to reach out to Stephanie Gross as well at our library. Great. I look forward to seeing you guys online. Hope you have a great week.